Alright, my beautiful people. So, last week we did our analysis and we said that this new day opening gap would be a strong draw on price if we were to run above these equal highs, which we was expecting. Um, so it opened up on Sunday on this candle, Sunday New York time. We opened on this candle right here. And we showed, so we had all this price action beforehand. We came in to fill in the daily FEG, um, which I actually colored yellow along with the 4 hour in advance to indicate that it's going to be in inversion fair value gap. So yeah, so we tried to take those highs. We failed. Well, this one took this one, but didn't take this one back here. So we did sweep a little bit and then we came back up because they were too clean, but we still failed, which means the market is extremely bearish. And we completely just fell through the inversion and then straight through the new day opening gap on Tuesday. We did that. We had a couple big news drivers on those days, which afforded all this momentum through the new day opening gap and daily FVG. That's just I think that's just a tiny new day opening gap there. But look how tiny it is, and it's right on the top of the daily FVG. You know what? We'll just drop down into the 15 just so we can once again see how beautiful the price delivery is, the algorithmic price delivery, and just see how it respects these levels here, new week opening gaps and stuff like that. See, oh, that was current. Okay. Yeah, just look. We break past this low, these two relatively equal lows, and we stop. Look how tiny that new day opening gap is, one tick wide, 0.25 points. Yeah, look at that. The low of this candle, which is here, the low of this candle is 19445.5. The low of this new day opening gap is 19445.5. That is just perfect, absolutely perfect price delivery. So after it taps that, we get 1, 2, 3 drives higher, and then we just fall off a cliff, literally, like straight off of a cliff. So that move there from 19, this is Tuesday, so at the 9:30, around the 9:30 open, New York, we've dropped 9, 5, 11, yeah, Tuesday. And on that same Tuesday, we've ended up about 600, yeah, before the day's closed, we've ended up about, what's this? The low of that, what's that? 829, yeah, from 500 up here. That is like 700 handles, which is absolutely crazy. So on Tuesday we drop into the, so this is actually, hold on, let me go back up in time. So that's a new week opening gap and the daily FVG, where the consequent encroachment of daily FVG is inside the new week opening gap. So we've got nested PD arrays essentially, like one new day opening gap there. Oh well, let's forget about those because that wasn't there at the time of this drop. So we had the daily FVG inside the new week opening gap, and all of this stuff here as well. It's just such a strong draw on price, and it just gravitates towards it. So let's go to the 15. So our analysis initially was wrong. We thought those highs would get taken, but we did know that we were expecting lower prices still. So we got that, but we didn't get to capitalize because I've been at work all week and that. So look, 1, 2, 3 lows, very close proximity. The second one is the one that we choose, or I don't know why, but it just seems to take that one. Like, so we've gone up and then come back down, take that, come back up to take this liquidity, which was formed on Wednesday around around AM session. So we take that on Thursday, then we come down to consequent encroachment of daily FVG, back up into this inefficiency, back down to sweep these lows, and then just kind of shaking people off before the final move. So this here is just trying to cause some damage before it continues where it wants to go. And we've got this huge new week opening gap. We had these lows, relatively equal lows here, and sell side here below the new week opening gap. And on Friday we had NFP, which is a very volatile news driver. So this is NFP release here at 8:30. So it goes down a little bit, upsets that minor buy side here. That minor buy side there, and then upsets the sell side, sorry, minor sell side. Then it goes up to disrupt the buy side, touching a new day opening gap low from Wednesday the 4th, and then it breaks lower, comes below the daily FVG, and then uses that as resistance, the lower bit as resistance to push down into these arrays here, these PD arrays, along with this big new week opening gap. So let's go back up to the weekly, and I'm just going to put for next week our targets. So we've got this one. Cool. So we have new week opening gap. For the 6th of, what's that, May. What do I do normally? 0.08. I guess I should just put the month. I can't be able to do all of that now though. I'll just keep it the same. Maybe I should start annotating the actual dates. So do you know what, I'm gonna do it. Because like the algorithm refers to time of day, day of week, week of month, and month of year. So low, May the 6th. Then we've got some more down here. And this is April 29th. And we've got this one down here. This is April 22nd. Okay, and I'm just going to do a fib on this wick. Oh shit. Alright, so Fibonacci on this wick and the 75 for the upper quadrant is lined up with that new week opening gap high. So I think I'll note that just so got the reference 30, 25. Just change it in a sec. And what color? Just go. Just go and change the name. Oh no, that is a terrible color. Let's go for orange. And you can't see the text. That's good, isn't it? Top. There we go. So the upper quadrant of the weekly wick, very close proximity to the new week opening gap. Now that we've closed on the weekly below this new week opening gap, this huge one here, I expect that this acts as resistance and takes us lower, because I think after that huge drop, like, people are going to be taking out their stop losses, so they're going to want to push it down there quickly to make sure they don't get their money out. So this new week opening gap, I think, is going to be resistance for us going forward, pushing into this new week opening gap here. We could go back up into these fair value gaps here, so this area, but I don't really want to see that if we're in a hurry to take the April lows. I don't want to see going up into there with much energy, because that's a balanced price range. Like, we passed it through it once, and then passed through it again and left, and then we've just fallen straight through it again. So this should be a sensitive area of balanced price, where if we do manage to get all the way back up there, we've obviously got this new week opening gap, new day opening gap, and these inefficiencies. So it could draw back up into there, but obviously the stronger draw on prices below. So let me just get rid of that. And I need my crosshair. Where is it? Okay, so what those. This should be an order block, I think. Yeah. So you can see how that weekly candle after this order block was formed came in very close proximity to the mean threshold of the order block, which is 192.25, and the low of it is 195. So about 2 handles below that. So I'm going to draw that out. 519, what was it? Oh no, 192.25. Cool, let's delete that. What did I just press? Delete. And we'll lock that in. And this is the mean threshold of bullish order block weekly. Cool. So if we come below this low quite aggressively, or semi-aggressively, we could see that order block basically act as a turning point for price. Obviously, there is sell side below the order block here, so we'll note that as well. So we'll note that we've got the sell side on 2nd of January. Cool, sell side for the 2nd of January, so that's the beginning of the year, which is pretty interesting. Like if we, so essentially what I'm thinking is we, on the daily chart, we haven't tapped into this daily SIBI here. So if we do go to take these lows and we rotate on the mid threshold of the weekly order block, which is also sell side, that's a huge sell side there. And then we have this fair value gap here. So essentially the limit of this move on the downside is, for me, I want to see if I start looking for higher prices after we take these lows, I want it to essentially rotate and rotate on this weekly order block after taking this liquidity and using this fair value gap as a point of support. If we do push through those and we start to go for this sell side, depending on how we take the sell side, I might actually just change my bias to we're going for these lows now, because these are relatively equal, very, very high amounts of liquidity there. It's a huge liquidity pool. And so what I'm saying is we haven't touched this daily FVG here. So if we get these and rotate back, then I expect this high to be taken. And then we could go for all-time highs, or we could rotate here and head lower. But because of how animated this is, I think we're going to push through these and probably further down. So we'll see what happens. I think that's about it. I'll get rid of that because I know what it is. Get rid of these. That's become an inversion, so just color that orange. And we have a lot of stuff up here, which it's not going to go for it. Like, I don't think it's going to go for it anytime soon. So all of this stuff can actually just get deleted, to be honest, but maybe I'll just hide it. What's this? Magic. Oh, what? Oh, that is sick. Alright, when I start doing my live streams, yeah, when we hit the target, I'm just gonna have to, you know what I mean? Magic. That's sick. I like that. How do I? Oh, is that? Oh no. My drawings. There needs to be a way to highlight a certain area of the chart so that you could just like, do you know what I mean? Just hide a section of stuff. So if I could just like highlight all of these and just hide them, that'd be so good. But what I might do actually is, yeah, I'm gonna go. So let's save the layout and then go to a new chart and then just delete all the drawings and go to the weekly. Yeah, so I think what I'll do, I'll probably just trade on this chart and then refer back to the PD array chart. Yeah, so I'll switch between them, refer back to the PD array, note my levels that I'm looking for, and yeah, I don't know, it's just too messy. There's so much on the chart. But the thing is, when you drop down like to the smaller time frames, it's not too bad. Like, it's nice to know what levels I'm looking and working with because I don't remember these off the top of my head. So we'll see. I think I'll just use it like that for now. All right, so that's my analysis for next week. obviously the typical characteristic of a week is Monday, Tuesday high, and well, assuming you're bearish for the week, then you assume Monday, Tuesday high 70% of the time, and then the rest of the week goes to targets. So we'll see how the week pans out. I'm gonna be working all week again, so there won't be any live streams or trades or anything. So I'm gonna have to wait until the week following that, and then that's when I'll be back on. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, any advice, just leave a comment and subscribe and leave a like because it's free. And I'll have more videos like these coming out soon. Following next week, I'll start creating newer videos, maybe just on my own understanding of certain PV arrays and how they behave. Obviously, there'll be live streams, which is going to be the most value because I'll get to see how my executions are, how I feel during a trade, and all these things. Obviously, everybody knows trading is mostly psychology, really. The methods are very simple, but the rest of it is just self-management and psychology. So, all right, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll speak to you guys soon.